Good morning from Port St. Lucie. This is Professor Tefero for Lesson 8 of Indian History. And in today's lesson, we're going to study some of the nefarious activities of a trade company that was established in England, did trade in India, and also in China. And that trade company would be the British East India Company. Now, for the most part, this company had legitimate activities for the most part, but eventually they developed into a very nefarious and evil enterprise by involving millions of Chinese in the opium trade. This was called the Golden Triangle. In the Golden Triangle, you had the money coming from the British Empire, and the money was funneled into farms in India that grew opium drugs, and these drugs were shipped to China to addict millions of Chinese and ruin the Chinese economy, not to mention the Qing Empire. So, how did the British Empire allow this to happen? How did Queen Victoria allow this to happen? Well, for the most part, Queen Victoria did not know about most of the activities of the British East India Company. She thought they were a legitimate company doing legitimate business in the Far East, and very few people knew about the activities of the drug trade or the Golden Triangle. But at some point in time, it must have been apparent to the advisors of Queen Victoria that the British East India Company was involved in this drug trade, and she should have stepped in and stopped it, but she did not. And probably the reason that she did not stop this trade was because England was just making so much money. And this money, of course, part of the money went to the British Crown, part went for taxes and so on. And so this was a very profitable venture for UK at the expense of millions of lives of Chinese and the addiction of Chinese and the fall of the Qing Empire. In fact, if you could point to one basic activity that helped the British Empire destroy the Qing dynasty, it would be the opium drug trade. The opium drug trade was primarily responsible for the fall of the Qing Empire. And that is pretty much the history of India during this time period. Until next time, this is Professor Tefero for Indian history, and we will have another lesson on modern India next time. Take care. Bye-bye.